Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. If you're watching this video, you probably heard about the new rebate for homeowners in Ontario. There's been a lot of confusion about it, especially with the energy storage and solar portion. So stick with me until the end of this video and you will learn everything you need to know, how to calculate it, who can get it, and especially how to design a suitable system where this rebate makes sense for you or your customer. My name is Jose Cano, and over the past 5 years, I've helped businesses and homeowners to design, procure, and install the most cost-effective solar and energy storage solutions. If you are a solar company, a distributor, or even a homeowner, stay with me until the end of this video. I will introduce you to an amazing tool that will help you to build, design, and install the most cost-effective solution for solar and energy storage. So let's dive into details. What is the Home Renovation Savings Program? It is a partnership between Enbridge Gas and Save on Energy, supported by the Ontario government. The goal is to give homeowners rebates for energy-efficient upgrades. These rebates could offset up to 30% of the cost of new upgrades, and it will be paid between 30 and 60 days after the application is approved. So the program seems like a great opportunity for every homeowner in Ontario. Who doesn't want to make the home more energy efficient, right? There are some requirements related to the participant, like own the house, be the person responsible to pay, and submit a pre-installation application. There are some requirements related to the residence, has to have a meter, has to be occupied, has to be connected to the grid, and be a single house or semi-detached, of course, with a permanent foundation. Now, when we look at the specific requirements for the system, is when the program becomes tricky. The solar photovoltaic system must be installed on a rooftop. It must be sized to offset the home's energy consumption. It must not enter into an metering agreement. However, it must be approved by the utility company. So it must be connected to the grid. For the battery systems, it must be paired with a new solar system. So not a retrofit is allowed. And of course, minor requirements like compliant with the ESA, compliant with the electrical code, and having all the CSA and UL approval, which is very standard. So the solar and energy storage system must not be designed or installed for an off-grid house or an end metering agreement. Why is that? Well, this condition means that people are not allowed to receive any credits from the utility company, which is usually the best way to lower your electricity bills. The easiest way to understand this is through a daily energy flow of a standard net metering system. This graph shows us how energy is used during an average day. The solar power generation happens from 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. in average, which is the yellow curve. That power is used inside the house, but as soon as the generation exceeds the demand, which is the gray curve, the system starts sending electricity back to the grid, the orange curve. Later in the day, when solar generation is not enough, the grid starts feeding the house again during the evening and night. For a 10 kilowatt system, credits from sending electricity back to the grid could represent from $1,000 to $2,000 per year. This is basically how much we're not receiving in credits if the system is not connected in an end metering agreement. Well, before we look at some scenarios where this rebate could make sense, let's quickly see how the rebate is calculated. For solar photovoltaic systems, the rebate is calculated as $1,000 per kilowatt DC of the installed capacity. Of course, the rebate cannot exceed 50% or $5,000. For the battery energy storage portion, the rebate is calculated as $300 per kilowatt hour of installed capacity. it cannot exceed 50% or the $5,000. To make sense of this, let's take a typical house in Ontario, which is subject to time of use rates, roofs facing south, east, and west, and it has an annual consumption of 12,000 kilowatt hours per year. Let's see what happens with the return investment when we do different scenarios with different sizes. The best ROI for a net metering is about 10 years for a 10 kilowatt system, which offsets around 90% of the electricity bills. If we remove the net metering option, the best ROI goes up to 20 years with a system size of 6 kilowatts and can only offset 60% of the electricity bills.
Let's take a look at how energy flows when you have a battery system installed in your house. During the day, when your solar panels generate more energy than your house needs, the excess energy starts charging your batteries. And in the evening, when there's no sunlight, your fully charged batteries step in to power your home. This is especially useful because solar power isn't available at night, and energy rates are usually higher then. So, a battery system helps store solar energy for later use, saving you money and keeping your home powered around the clock.
For systems involving energy storage, the size of the solar PV can be larger because the excess of solar can be stored in batteries for later use.
The situation gets even better with a larger demand, like an electrical vehicle, and when the homeowner signs up for an ultra-low overnight rate.
Let's see what happens with the return investment when we add battery to the system and keep the net metering option.
So, looking at the ROI for different system sizes and net metering setups, a 10 kilowatt system can pay for itself in about 10 years. But if we add batteries, that payback jumps to around 13 years, and you'd want to reduce the system size to about 8 kilowatts. Basically, it's better to produce less power so you can use the storage more efficiently. Now, if your energy needs are bigger and you still use batteries, switching to the ultra-low overnight rate keeps the payback roughly the same. But you can also install a bigger solar system without sacrificing the payback period.
In order to see the impact of the rebate, let's repeat the same analysis for a system that is connected to the grid without net metering option, which is usually called as a zero export system.
Even though there isn't a reduction in the payback period, installing a larger system with energy storage generally makes more sense than having solar only. The extra energy can be stored and used later in the day for self-consumption, maximizing benefits. Now, here is the best finding during this analysis. The best scenario for rebates is using ultra-low overnight tariffs to power the higher energy demand at the lowest rate and discharging the batteries from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the peak rate. This alternative offers the shortest payback period, nearly as favorable as net metering. Typically, for this ideal scenario, a larger system size with storage provides optimal conditions for the new rebate.
So, when the program makes sense?
Since the program focuses on load displacement, which involves reducing your energy load by discharging a battery during specific times, it is basically designed for setups that prioritize using solar or battery power for real-time and on-site consumption. This means that it mainly benefits homeowners with high energy needs, such as those charging electric vehicles during the day or at night if they have an ultra-low overnight rate.
For most homeowners in Ontario that are interested in solar or batteries, net metering is still the most cost-effective option to lower their bills. So this program might not be for them. Here is my gift for you. If you design solar or energy storage systems, you're a distributor, a business owner, or a homeowner, visit the link in the description of this video and check out Gridia.
Whether you're a distributor, solar professional, or end user, Gridia empowers you to optimize and accelerate your projects. Distributors can upload their product catalogs and integrate real-time inventory data, ensuring that others' designs incorporate your best offerings. Solar professionals can generate comprehensive designs in minutes, iterate through hundreds of options, and prepare detailed bill of materials and RFQs to maximize ROI. With Gridia, whether you're a business owner or homeowner, You can guarantee the optimal design installed by the best team, all in one powerful platform.
Sign up for a demo and hit subscribe to get free access to be one of the first users. If you have more information than what I'm sharing here, please comment on this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you like this video. I'll see you in the next one.